Today we've got the brand new DJI Ronin-SC gimbal. It's the new hot item on the market right now. One of the big things it features is active tracking, and that is you can mount your phone on top of the camera with the little phone holder they include, and it'll actually track your face. We'll take you out and show you a demonstration here in a minute. My daughter looks absolutely shocked behind the camera right now because of that. But that's one of the big features of this gimbal. There is, however, a cheaper option, and that is this feiyu-tech AK2000. They quietly rolled out the same face tracking ability as the DJI on one of the last updates, but the question is it as good? DJI has a proven track record with their drones, with their Osmo Pocket. A lot of technology and research has went into their tracking abilities, but I've never heard of feiyu-tech's tracking ability whatsoever until recently, and they just rolled this out without even so much as an announcement for the feiyu-tech. So we're going to take them both outside, we're going to test them, see how it does, and see which one's the best.
Where I come in.
All right. So here's our tale of the tape. The AK2000 retails for about $379 versus the Ronin's $439. The AK2000 has a payload of about 6 pounds, meaning it can hold a pretty substantial camera. The payload for the Ronin-SC is only 4.4 pounds. They are both roughly the same height, with the Ronin-SC coming in a little shorter, but not really enough to make any difference. The AK2000 has a 12-hour battery life, while the Ronin is only rated for 11. One of the big things for me is the AK2000 has an external charger. So anytime you want to charge it, you're going to have to unscrew the bottom, take out the batteries, carry an extra charger with you, whereas the Ronin-SC just uses a USB charger. So if you got a MacBook or a phone charger with you, anything USB-C, you can charge it with the same charger, which is fantastic. Build quality of the AK2000 is pretty good. I mean, all the arms are metal, the tripod is metal, they have a rubber grip on the handle. Feels pretty good. The Ronin-SC is definitely more plasticky. The tripod legs are completely plastic, but just because it's plastic doesn't mean it's bad. I mean, it feels pretty good. You also got a rubberized grip. The handle on it is more oblong shaped versus the round on the AK2000, so I actually think I like the way that feels better. One of the things with the AK2000 is it has a touch screen. Let's see if we can turn it on here. Yeah. So if you can see that, it's actually got a touch screen. It connects to your camera via Wi-Fi, or it has a USB for certain models too. You have to check the compatibility. From the touch screen, you can go into the advanced settings for it. You can change your modes, change your ISO, your exposure compensation, your white balance. So there's a lot of things you can do from the touchscreen, which is pretty cool. You don't have to take out your phone, you don't have to go through the settings. Versus on the Ronin here, you basically have a mode button and a record button and a trigger button, and that's it. If you want to change anything advanced, you have to pull out your phone. That being said, however, they do give you this neat little phone holder that you can put on the top for the active track that we were talking about earlier, or it can mount to the side and act as a little touch screen built onto it, or if your camera has wireless image transmission, you can also use it as a monitor. I found that, at least with my Sony here, it works, but I do get lag and I do get some jumpy videos sometimes, so I think a real monitor would probably be the best if you're really wanting to have a monitor, but it does give you a nice option if you're out traveling and that's all you got. Another thing I'll tell you about is the app for the AK2000. It's been upgraded. It's better now than a few months ago when I first got it. It's very translated from Chinese. You'll have menus that say, telling you a warning, and at the bottom, instead of saying like I agree and okay or something, it'll say like I known. But aside from that, I mean, it does work. I've noticed little quirks with the app too, like sometimes it'll read the firmware on the gimbal and say unknown. When I tried to upgrade it the other day, it refused to connect to my Wi-Fi. I tried like 13 times. I was just playing around with it and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna skip it. I'll go do the Bluetooth, and I accidentally clicked Wi-Fi again and it suddenly connected and updated. I'm not sure why, I'm not sure what happened, but after that everything was fine. I have noticed on the AK2000, you have to balance it just right. And if you're a little off, when you start tilting and getting the angles, it'll wig out and start vibrating all over the place. With the Ronin here, I've noticed that you can be a little more off and it seems like it can compensate for it, which is kind of strange because it's, you know, smaller motors rated for less weight, but somehow seems to do better. That being said, both of them will give you very good, smooth video. I went out and played with both of them. Unless you were told which one was which, you wouldn't be able to tell by watching the footage. Some of the nice features on the AK2000. You do have the little focus wheel, which can be used to not only focus, but control the gimbal. You can program it for different things. If you have a follow focus motor, you can use it for that. Or if you have, I think it's Panasonic that can focus wirelessly. It does have a couple quarter 20 mounting screws on the side. There's some actually on the tripod legs. As far as the Ronin goes, there's not really any extra mounting options. So if you want to mount a monitor to the Ronin here, you pretty much only have one option on the side, and that would be something that Hot Shoe mounts. They may come out with additional brackets or arms or something. I know like the Ronin-SC, they have one that comes out and you can use it like if you've seen on the Weevil Lab to give you that underslung mode, but time will tell and see what accessories they release. As far as balancing goes, this guy is a traditional gimbal. It moves all over the place and you have to hold one axis while you try to balance the others. It is more difficult, but if you've ever balanced a gimbal before, it's the same as those. With the Ronin-SC, it's cool because it's got these little locking axes. So that way you can balance one at a time, lock it, balance the next one. It makes balancing your gimbal a whole lot easier. The AK2000 uses a Manfrotto quick release plate. I use Arca Swiss, so I've got my little adapter mounted on here. Somebody's texting me. The DJI has an Arca Swiss compatible plate, which is cool because I can take it off, throw it on my tripod. The only problem I have with that is I use a lot of the Peak Design capture, which, you know, is cool if you're using the side pieces here, but I like to use it in the belt, the across the chest belt mode, which requires a plate on the bottom, which is obviously not compatible with this one, so I'd have to remove this one each time anyway. So that really isn't a plus or minus for me, but if you're strictly Arca Swiss or you're strictly Manfrotto, that may be something that means something to you. One thing of note, if you're going to use bigger lenses, I have the Tamron 28-75 2.8 on here. It's a very nice lens for both photo and video, but on the Ronin-SC, to balance it, it hits, if you can see that, the eye cup hits the back motor. So you would have to pop your eye cup off if you want to use this lens, which works, not a big deal. On the AK2000, however, it'll balance it plus bigger with no problems. These are made for lighter mirrorless cameras with probably prime lenses rather than bigger. I'd say this 75 or 28-75 is probably the biggest lens you'd want to use on either one of these. Going into the G Masters, they're just big, heavy. I've seen some people use a 70-200 2.8, which if you're one of them people, you're going to need something bigger, like the full-size Ronin-SC or the AK4000 or 4500. But that's one thing to keep in mind. This is for smaller cameras, smaller lenses. If you're one of those shooters that's shooting on just tiny prime lenses, like I like to use the 51.8 for example. It's cheap, it's light, and it works really well on either one. So if you're a prime shooter, this will be fine for you. If you're using bigger zooms, you may want to look into a bigger gimbal. All right, you stand there. No, yep, I'm just gonna walk right by you. And it follows the whole time.
Whoa! I could use this usefully.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I need a wider lens, but yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. How does that? Technology these days, am I right? How?
No, I'm still following you.
What if I'm walking and you're walking at the same time?
I'll find
You're
out.
walking this way and I'm walking this way.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
That's pretty cool.
How to keep an eye on somebody.
Okay. Try it.
Oh, there we go.
Finally.
There we go. Now you're working. Oh, now you think I'm
All right, walk around.
go back to it.
Keep going.
I guess it's got to be really up close.
It took a minute to get it to work. All right, so stand there. I'm gonna walk around you.
Okay.
It lost you.
Lost.
Yeah.
Oh, it comes back. And you lost it.
Yep.
There we go.
All right, so it seems like it loses you easier. It doesn't react as quick.
Yeah.
And when it loses you, it doesn't reacquire like the other one did.
Like the other one, it was like, oh,
Let's
I'll
see.
come back.
Let's change the scene to faster here and see if it does anything. A little quicker now.
Yeah. Still slow. Like the other one, you could like run around me and it'd still catch me.
All right, so out of the two, which one did you like the best?
The Ronin thingy.
The Ronin thing?
The Ronin thing. The Ronin-SC, that one.
All right, why'd you like that one better than this one?
It tracked me better and it was a lot faster. So if you needed to like get something done really fast, because like if you were on a time limit, that one would work a lot better and you wouldn't have to like keep on trying to make it track one thing and like, you know, all that technical stuff that I don't know.
Yeah, now did you notice like when we took this one
Yeah.
and you went out of frame, it still reacquired?
It still tried to find me. This one over here was like, I'm gonna go follow something else.
Yeah, it would just randomly go off in some random direction.
Yeah.
And then it would find her face. It would actually show her face as being found,
Uh-huh.
but not locked. So you had to relock it again every time it lost her.
Yeah, and so if you had a little more time, I'd use that one. But when you're on a tight schedule, I would use that one when you're videotaping or taking pictures.
Cool.
This one's my favorite.
All right.
It's
So
mine
we'll
now.
go throw this one in. No, I'm kidding.
No, yeah, we're gonna go throw it in the trash because we can.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks.
Yeah. Mhm.